Shalom, we the real Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out, give you this truth, prophesying the downfall of America, which is biblically known as Babylon, and many more names. And also to preach the return of the Heavenly Father and His Son, who the Israel called Jesus, but his name Yahweh Shai and his father name Yahweh. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and all the Akim pushing his word in truth, sincerity, and charity. And basically, I want to go into this article that I came across while surfing the web and say the biblical list of requirements for pastors amended to include Hebrew tattoos. That's lie, that's false. Nothing that they talk about is biblical. Nothing that they talk about follow the law. And the scriptures definitely do not tell you to get tattoos in Hebrews or tattoos of no sort. And that's what men like me and myself, who was learned under great men, start with the elders on down. We expose lies for free. We expose lies wherever it's at. And we do videos on these things to shed light and to give our people the righteous outlook on the scriptures and the Bible and the way the Most High wanted to be done. Not for fame, not for filthy lucre sake, and not for selling out on the 501c3 charters like most camps and pastors and all these other people do. So with that being said, the article basically states that if you read through it, you have to have a Hebrew tattoo or a tattoo of any Hebrew words to basically become a leader in a local church. You know, basically, if you pause the video and just read through it, you know, for time's sake, I'm not gonna read every little word, but you know, you could just read through it and let them know that these are their requirements that they believe is biblical, which is totally wrong, which is totally off. These so-called pastors, whether he be so-called white and whether he be so-called black, which there's no such thing as black or white. You either red or you either different shades of brown or you either shades of red, which the so-called white man bloodline goes back to Esau, Edom, which is their biblical name, and the so-called white and the so-called black man, which is the brown race, goes back to the Jacob, the 12 tribes, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, with that being said, I just basically want to say these pastors, these preachers, bishops, deacons, whatever they want to call themselves by, in these so-called churches, they going off. They always go off. You know, they might, some black churches might do some things from time to time, have a food pass out, clothes drive, and things like that. Okay, cool. They get their props there. But when it come to preaching this word, when it come to telling the name, when it come to identity, when it come to exposing these evils for what it is, they scared. They don't do that. They holding back their sword. And when I say sword, I mean they holding back the true word and the sword that they carry in their hand, which is the Bible. And you know, they don't preach this word right. So they going off with that alone, no matter what they do. You know, they going off and they telling lies for money. And basically let them know that these are the requirements. You got to have a Hebrew tattoo. And of course, that's a so-called white man, you know, with a Hebrew tattoo that says Shalom in Assyrian Hebrew. Not to get confused with the Paleo Hebrew, which is the pure Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, and which is in Hebrew, the holy which is the holy tongue. You know that who the word is called Jesus, which is Yahweh Shai. He spoke the Paleo, which is another word for old, ancient, I want to put it. He spoke the pure Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, which we have by faith, which is given to us according to Zephaniah 3:9. But not to get thrown off topic, I basically want to go into the scripture which they quoted, 1 Timothy 3. But before I get there, I want to basically show in the law that it states we should not get tattoos. And I'm going to go to it. We don't supposed to get tattoos. I'm going to read up. I'm on Bible Hub because it's many points that I want to make. Because by doing this one video, Lord willing, I could bring another video to you all and just show you how these devils operate. Now, different versions, we stick here over here at Great Millstone, which our elders and our teachers taught us who rule well. They taught us to stick to the King James Bible, you know, 1611 if you can, but mainly King James Bible. They also say, you know, we could get a little different outlook from these other versions because they say the same thing but a different word. Some of them going off, but some of them expose them, you know, because they expose themselves, you know, study want to rewrite revise, and all these things that they do, which is completely contrary to the scriptures and the Most High. And he not down here speaking himself, so he set up men, and these will happen to be the men that's teaching rightfully, for not fame, filthy lucre sake, which is the scriptures tell you. So if you read in King James Version, it say, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. And Lord in all caps, we know that's his biblical name, Yahweh. And you don't supposed to get tattoos. And you can read in the New International Version, do not cut your bodies for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourself. I am the Lord, which is Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, above all, the creator of everything, heaven and earth, all spirits, Father of all spirits, But to go more into it, they tell you that it's a requirement to become a leader in a local church, whether it be local, worldwide, because we know they all coming together under Esau rule. And Esau Edom is the so-called white man, the devil himself, a deceiver, an adversary against the Most High and his plan. They hate the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, as you can see, as you've been seeing with a bunch of killings and a bunch of unrighteous dealings that they've been doing, and just their laws and the way they system set up itself. It's all against us and the design to destroy us. Can we make it out of it? No, we can't. We need a savior. No matter what you say, no matter how you try to put it, and no matter what you do, you got to do something filthy. You got to do something contrary to the scriptures, or you got to do some wickedness or violence to become prosperous in this world, to be looked at like, oh, he doing right, which is what this world is based on, making bad seem good and making good seem bad, speaking evil of the truth and speaking good of lies, which they promote and they push themselves. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the father of all of it. And knowing that, they tell you this is a biblical list, which is a lie. That's a flat-out lie. And getting Hebrew tattoos, that's a flat-out lie, and it's a part of our law. The law is not done away with. The law was never done away with. And the scriptures tell you that. But going back to that, it tell you in the book of Leviticus, which is the law itself, it tells you don't supposed to get tattooed. And then the further prove that the devil, if you read in the Holman Christian Standard Bible, it say, ye are not to make gashes on your body for the dead or put tattoo marks on yourselves. I am, and this name is going off because we know ain't no E's, ain't no O's, ain't no U's in Hebrews. I am Yahweh. Yahweh is not the biblical name. I once believed that was the name, but the brothers corrected me, the elders and the teachers corrected me through their videos, through dealing, through breaking bread righteously. They corrected me. Yahweh is not the name. But they put that here in the Holman Christian Standard Bible. But they can't put the real name Yahweh, which is the pure, holy name, Yahweh in the pure Hebrew. That's going off itself. And that's just a whole other topic. I'll make a video on that too, Lord willing. But Yahweh is not the name. His name is Yahweh. And it simply couldn't be correct. All he had to do is add an A with an H and a W at, add an A between that and add an A with an E at, and it would be Yahweh. But the heathens don't know his name. The heathens can't call on that name nor pray to it. When I say heathens, I mean all them other nations, the Africans, the Chinese, Japanese, and the so-called white man himself. And 2/3 of our people that want to be joined into them heathens, they consider this heathens as well. But that article is a flat-out lie. We don't supposed to get tattoos. The law is not done away with. But yet in church, they still tag. They tell you the law is not done away with. Because if you just look at the pastors, what they still do. Some of them get linings. Some of them go off on the days that the Most High tell them they don't supposed to be doing and celebrating. They still celebrate it. They trust in the so-called white man who they do contracts with. The scripture tell you about trusting them and doing, making contracts and things like that with them. Basically, in the lamest terms, you don't supposed to deal with them in no sort, in no type of way, nor trust them. Then on top of that, you have most pastors who go against the laws. When the Leviticus also tell you not to eat swine's flesh, which is pork, not to eat certain animals, which is shrimp, and a lot of more pastors who eat a lot of weird and strange things, man. And then on top of that, they make merchandise of the truth for filthy fame and lucre sake. Prime example is Pastors of LA or whatever the TV show called. They be on there and just talk about their lifestyle and showing off all the money they got, and they just in these wicked temples that the Most High don't dwell in. And the book of Acts tell you that. And they doing it wrong, and they not preaching the truth first and foremost, which is the main important thing. They not preaching the truth nowhere where they go and nothing that they do. Well, instead they promote wickedness. They promote confusion. They promote being friends with our enemy, which is still our enemy until they be destroyed. The so-called white man, and they don't speak against these things. That's their money. That's they gonna lose money and endorsements and whatever else perks that they get from being a so-called white man flunky. And the law is not done away with. I want to get that too, that the law is not done away with. I just want to Google that real quick, because so-called white man is all about confusion. And he set our people up, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he set his people up to promote his agenda as well. But I just want to go to the scriptures stating that, in Matthew 24:35, and we all know the word, from Genesis all the way to Revelations, we know that's the Most High word. The whole book itself is, can be considered as the book of law, but mainly, importantly, the first five, Leviticus and Deuteronomy, was really where they laid the law down. But the whole book is really the law. And this is, it reads in the King James Bible, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. So the Most High don't change. The law is not done away with. And if people tell you that, they lying. If people tell you get tattooed to be a leader, they lying. If people tell you to commit, to be just free to be a homosexual, and God don't hate the sinner, he hate the sin, and God love everybody, they lying. God hates a particular group of people. God hates the sinner who commits sin. God hates those who are contrary to him and that hate his ways, that don't want to keep his commandments. And the scripture says, if you love him, keep his commandments. If you love him, feed his sheep. What is feeding his sheep? Giving them the true, correct doctrine to your best ability, for free, not for fame. Don't make merchandise of his truth, for his words. Promote the name, keep the law, statutes, and commandments to his best ability until he return, and to know and have faith that he is and he exists, which is the Father's name, and to know that he gave us a Savior, which is his Son, Yahweh Shai, that he will save us out of this sin, save us out of this wicked, sinful world, who believe, and ultimately bring righteous and execute righteous judgment, and bring down our number one enemy, who polluting us, who killing us, who control everything unrighteously, who doing everything unrighteously. And I ain't got too many scriptures, but basically just let you know we don't supposed to get tattoos, and it states that in the law, and the law is not done away with. And I'm gonna get one more scripture, because the Most High don't change. Excuse me while I search this real quick. I'm not really too good with quoting scriptures. I'm working on it to be like my elders and to be like my teachers, but I can really type it in and Google it, give it to me. So excuse me for the way I come and present this information, but it's the truth, and we know it's the truth through the Spirit, the way we've been taught. I'm gonna just put so excuse me. All right, this is Malachi 3:6. And Lord in all caps is the Most High name. His name supposed to be there, but of course the wicked not gonna put his name nor declare his name, because they can't. Only his righteous who he set up. For I am Yahweh, where it's a Lord, I change not. Which means if he gave us the law in the beginning by Moses in the first five, and he gave us the law, what makes you think the law still not gonna stand today? I just read to you that heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Who are ye sons of Jacob? It ain't the so-called white man. It ain't them Jewish bastards. Yes, they're bastards. It ain't the so-called Jewish over there in our land, Jerusalem, Israel. It's not them. Who is it? Who do the curses of Deuteronomy apply to? Starting at the 28th chapter, the 15th verse. Who do the curses apply to? Who went into slavery? Deuteronomy 28:68. the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Latinos, the Native American Indians, are the 12 tribes, are the sons of Jacob. And that's why we not consumed. That's why he's still dealing with us, certain people, and that's why we still got hope. That's why we subject to hope, and we, Lord will, he have mercy on us because he changed not. He said he was going to do this for us. He said he was going to give this to us, but we have to do certain things for that too. We just don't get it, and we went off. We broke the covenant. That's why we went to slavery. That's why we under the curse. That's why we in this position that we in, and mainly for believing the BS and the lies and the false that you could come across on the internet, the false advertising of the scriptures. Then this false advertising, this is a lie off back. This is all wrong. This so many words like believing our enemy, the so-called white man, trusting in their ways, trusting in their system, and not our Father, not His power, His glory, and His words, His Son that He gave. That's why we in this position. Listening to the pastor and them break the scriptures down wrong, tell you the name Jesus, or tell you the name Yahweh. The name is not Yahweh. His name is Yahweh. Yahweh, He, Yah, He, Hawa, exists, to be. That's what His name means. Lord willing, I can make a video showing and going into the name more. But there's so many videos that our elders do, that the brothers do, and they do a good work. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on them. And I'm just trying to label so the Most High can have mercy on me too. So Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying. And I hope that I can continue to bring more, make more videos. And with that, I just want to say, hope you was edified. Shalom.